Hello, I'm Archie Luxury and welcome to the program, and today I'd like to talk about the magnificent Porsche 912. The 912? Some of you punters haven't heard of that. Well, in 1965, at the end of 1965, when the Porsche 356 ceased production, the four-cylinder pushrod overhead valve 15.82 1582cc Super 90 Boxster engine from the 356 was used in this 912, which was sold alongside the new 911, which had a single overhead cam, 130 brake horsepower, 6-cylinder, 1991cc engine. And the 6-cylinder car had a 0 to 100 kilometer time of 8.7 seconds. The 4-cylinder Super 90 engine, fed by two Solex twin-choke downdraft carburetors, produced 90 horsepower and was matted to a 4-speed or optional 5-speed synchro mesh gearbox. The 911 912 had a significant improved suspension setup over the outgoing 356. In the front were McPherson struts and wishbones connected to a longitudinal torsion bars. Now, it's a very, very interesting car. The 912, for all intensive purposes, it weighed 970 kilos. It was 111 kilos lighter than the 911. So basically, it's the 4-cylinder 911. The front to rear weight was 44 to 56. 0 to 60 was 11.9 seconds, which may sound slow, but 50 years ago it was about the same as the Mercedes 230 SL, Mini Cooper S, Lotus Cortina, and Reliance Scimitar, and a second faster than the MGB. The car was stopped by disc brakes all round, and it's very, very interesting. In 1965, the 912 was $4,700 compared to the 911 at $6,300. Apart from the lower price, it also had better handling because of the lesser weight. The 912 tended to understeer like a front engine vehicle, and it was harder to get the tail out. The 912 was produced between 1965 and 1969 with some 30,000 coupes and 2,500 Targa bodied cars made. It's interesting that the entry-level 912 outsold the 911 nearly 2 to 1 in the US in 1966, and it was very sensible for Porsche to keep the 912 going. A racing 912 even won the European Rally Championship in its class in 1967. And the 912 and the 911, both cars had a superb upright driving position with great visibility. The cabin felt very roomy, although the rear seats with little headroom were uncomfortable for larger adults. The smells of old leather and engine oil were wonderfully intoxicating. It's a very interesting thing. The air-cooled engine was somewhat noisy and sounded like a VW Beetle on steroids. The 912 is easy to drive with good torque, and with its gearbox, particularly the optional 5-speed, you really don't miss the power of the 911 model. And it's an interesting thing, the 912. Everyone, when they see when they think Porsches, you say 911s, but yeah, the 912. What do you think? It's a very, very sexy looking car, and it's quite a this one here on the screen is quite a beautiful find. I'm Archie Luxury. Tell me what you think of the Porsche 912.
We specialize here in pre-owned Rolex watches. Rolex watch is a very special timepiece, and we always do the servicing exactly as factory specifications. We buy a pre-owned piece and we put it into brand new condition. We have Rolex certified technicians working on that. We completely disassemble the piece, we adjust and polish and change every single part of the watch.
You have to have certified watchmakers that know what they're doing. If you have an expensive car, you're just not going to bring it to any mechanic that doesn't know what they're doing.
You spent $5,000. It's like if you put money in the safe deposit box. And 1 or 2 years from now, you will keep having your $5,000. We have to spend a lot of money to get all this equipment together, but makes me feel I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. It's not a question of money, it's my passion.
Jewelers on time, simply the best.